Hello ladies and gentlemen, before we go ahead and move into this tutorial, I want to mention that this is a add-on tutorial. If you are looking to build the tank with this tutorial, I do ask that you guys look at one of my previous Sherman tutorials. The tutorial I recommend specifically is the M4A1 Sherman tutorial, as that is the more accurate variant to what this mine exploder was attached to. You could add this to any one of my tanks except any of my long barrel Shermans, basically any Sherman that houses the 76mm gun, just due to the gun kind of interfering with the mine roller itself. But any of my short barrel 75mm Shermans, you guys can feel free to use this design with, as it would work. But again, I do recommend looking at my M4A1 tutorial. There should be a little card in the top right that you can click on to take you to the tutorial, but you can also just look at my channel with a simple search and find it really easily. Anyways, just want to go in further in there that we will only be building the mine roller for this tutorial, so just full disclosure on that one. Anyways, with that, let's go ahead and move into the tutorial. Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's good to have here bringing you another Minecraft WW2 vehicle tutorial. In this tutorial, we'll be going ahead and building the M4 Sherman medium tank mine exploder T1E3, later designated the M1 roller. It was nicknamed the Jemima for the resemblance to a stack of pancakes turned sideways. The pressure of the heavy armored disc would set off the mines. The disc had to be periodically replaced when damaged. The T1E3 lacked the off-road performance of the mine explorer T2 flail, which also is known by the designation of the Sherman Crab Mark I. The heavy discs were difficult to maneuver. The bumper on the back of the tank is for a narrow tank to push the T1E3 because of the weight of the disc. Experimental versions were fitted with serrated discs, but only the T1E3 saw combat. So yeah, really interesting vehicle, to say the very least. A very early kind of mine exploder type of concept type vehicle. If you really think about it, kind of a poor design compared to the Sherman Crab. The Sherman Crab, if a mine detonates, you may lose a chain. This thing, it detonates, you have to replace pretty much the whole disc. So definitely a complicated and kind of a rudimentary type design, but still a really cool mine exploder design, and again is going to make an awesome addition to maybe any of your early war type scenes. Now, I do want to mention that this is a early war design, so this design will fit best on early war tanks, so such as the M4 or the M4A1 Sherman. However, you could add this to the M4A3 if you really want to, but just know that it really, realistically, wouldn't have been put on that model of the Sherman. But yeah, let's go ahead and kind of dive into it, take a look here at this add-on, and see exactly what we're going ahead and building. So obviously, as you can see here, we have these two giant wheels here, which basically are what the mines are exploded by, and they're quite large. They're basically attached here to the front of the Sherman, and that's really about it. It basically just pushes it. As I mentioned, the weight of the discs are pretty heavy, so it does have a little push bar in the back here where a second Sherman can come up next to it and actually push it. So if you want to get a little bit more realistic with your scene as well, you could put maybe another Sherman right up against the back here and actually have it pushing this one if it's trying to detonate mine. So again, kind of a really bad concept design, the fact that it needs two Shermans, that takes away from, you know, that Sherman being used elsewhere. So again, pretty crappy design, but cool vehicle nonetheless. So that's it for the overview. Let's go ahead and just dive into the tutorial and build this T1E1 design. Alright guys, going ahead and moving into building this mine roller. So right here we have a M4A1 tutorial, which I've just released recently, that we already have built, and we're going to go ahead and basically adding this on to it. To begin with, we're going to go to the back here, we're going to go ahead and add that extra bumper here to the rear. Real simply, all we're going to do is we're going to go to these zombie heads, we're going to replace these with dark oak wood fence gates, like so. An end rod coming off those fence gates, a skeleton skull coming off the two end rods, an end rod between those zombie heads, and then we're going to place down dark oak wood trapdoors on the tops of the end rods and also on the bottoms of them, like that, to go and make this rear bumper. Again, real simple design there, nothing too crazy. As you notice, the version I have over here does not have the machine gun mounted on the roof. You can still keep the machine gun if you want to, if you did add it in the tutorial, but again, it's kind of your discretion if you want to keep the machine gun or not. Either way, it doesn't pose any problem with our tutorial. Let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to go ahead and go to the front up here. We're going to go to this green terracotta block. We're going to delete the dark oak wood button and the item frame. We're going to place down a mossy cobblestone wall in their place. Same thing over here. We then want to go ahead and wrap dark oak wood signs around this side and the back side here. And over here we're going to do the same thing. So just like that. Once that's done, we're going to then place down a dark oak top slab coming off of it, and then one half slab on top of it. Same thing on both sides. We're going to then place down a shulker box on its side like so. Same thing over here. And we want to go and then place down a dark oak button on the side here of that shulker box. Once that's done, we're going to then take stone brick walls. We're going to place down a row of 2, going toward the middle here. And in the very middle space here, we're going to place down a green shulker box like so. Going back from the shulker box, we're going to place down a mossy cobblestone wall. And once we get to this point here, we're going to go and then grab some mossy cobblestone walls. We're going to place down 1 and 2. Come off the 2 blocks there to the sides. We're going to go and then place down a green shulker box like so. Dark oak button coming off the side here. And same thing over here. When we get to this point, we're going to go and then take our green terracotta. We're going to place down a green terracotta block here toward the insides. And we want to go and then place down a second green terracotta block after those 2. We're going to go and then take our green terracotta going off this block. We're going to place down 1 and 2 going forward, and then a green shulker box there in the middle. Dark oak buttons on these 2 sides, and also the bottom side here of this green shulker box. Now once we get to this point, we're going to go and basically start making our wheels. So for our wheel here, we're going to place down 2 mossy cobblestone walls, 2 on top, 2 across the back here, and 2 across the bottom. We then want to go ahead and grab our green terracotta blocks. We're going to place down 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2. So you get a shape like that there from the side. We also want to place down dark oak buttons on the sides here of these green terracotta blocks, only on the sides that are facing toward the outside. So the inside here, we're not going to place them. When we get to this point, we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves some mossy cobblestone blocks, and we're going to go ahead and get started for this. So going off of the mossy cobblestone walls, we're going to place down mossy stone brick blocks, so just like this. And we want to go ahead and go off those blocks with 2 upside down stairs, 2 upside down stairs, 1, 2, 1, 2 stairs, 1, 2, 1, 2, and on the bottom here 1, 2, and 1, 2. So basically you create a circular shaped wheel here. For detailing the wheel, we're going to go in very simply, go to the sides here, grab some dark oak signs and some trapdoors. We're going to place down a trapdoor here, here, and here, and make sure they're closed. And on the remaining sides here of these mossy stone brick stairs, we're going to place down dark oak signs along the sides here. So just like this. And we cannot put any on the inside here, so we can basically start our next wheel. So our next wheel over here, same exact thing. I'm going to go ahead and go a little quicker here, as I already kind of covered it in detail, but if you need to, just refer to the other side. It's the same exact thing. And you can slow down the video too, you can pause it, do whatever you need to, but just know that both of these wheels are completely the same, so whatever we do on the one side will be done over here. And we're going to just basically put all of our mossy stone brick stairs in, like so, and same thing back here. Just like that, and then we have all of our detailing to do. So our dark oak trapdoors, our dark oak buttons, and we're also going to place down our dark oak signs here on the sides of the stairs. So just like this. Real quick guys, before we go and wrap up this tutorial, a few things I want to add here is that on the side of this mossy cobblestone wall, side of this circle box, and this one here, we're going to place down item frames. And in those item frames, we're going to place down the green terracotta blocks. Just for a bit of detailing here on the side, that is something I did forget, as my example model for some reason was missing them on the right side here. So just go and make that quick addition there, and with that, we're pretty much good to go. And with that all done, that is going to pretty much wrap up this tutorial. A pretty simple build overall, and a very simple addition to add on to any of your short build M4 Sherman tanks. Looks good, and again, some cool things you can do to make it more realistic is to actually have a tank behind it, basically pushing it and using the M4A1 or M4 Sherman will work as well. Anyways, that's going to do it for this tutorial. If you guys do use this build, I do ask that you guys give me proper credit for it. This will be a link from the side of the build, link to my channel or this video if this does appear on your social media sites. As long as you guys give me proper credit for the build, your free user for projects you guys are working on overall, enjoy the build, have fun with it, and all that fun stuff. But other than that, that's going to do it again for this build. Thank you guys all so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This has been DerekFrostWestbrook, and I'll see you guys next time.